Why was the Quran revealed over 23 years? Wouldn't it have been more convincing if it was sent down in one go or in one shot?
طيب الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. I don't agree with the last portion of that question. I don't think it would have been more convincing if it was revealed all at once. I mean, the 10 Commandments, or according to the Quran, it was the Torah was revealed at once. So I don't know how convincing that was, But and Nu'man, feel free, inshallah ta'ala, to add to this. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran actually responds to that.
Keep the order.
Because, by the way, this question is an ancient question, because they did ask the same question.
Yeah.
The Meccans. وَقَالُوا لَوْلَا نُزِّلَ عَلَيْهِ الْقُرْآنُ جُمْلَةً وَاحِدَةً. They said, why wasn't the Quran revealed all at once? Why was it revealed segmented and, So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers, كَذَلِكَ لِنُثَبِّتَ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ. Indeed, thus we revealed it in segments, meaning over 2 decades, to make your heart firm, right? To strengthen you, O Muhammad, with it. وَرَتَّلْنَاهُ تَرْتِيلًا. So it was broke. So there are many benefits for this, and the scholars basically discuss this. One of which was, of course, to strengthen the resolve of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. I can't think of a better example. Do we have doctors here? Do we have physicians in the audience? I'm sure this is ICNA, So
I'm a doctor.
Okay, so antibiotics, right? Usually you give them over what? Like you give a course of what? Like 2 weeks, 10 days, things like that?
5 days.
5 days?
To 7 to 10
Okay,
days max.
so over a period of time, when vitamins, anything that is done over a period of time in small portions can be easily digested, and it will be much more effective as opposed to something that is given all at once and that's it, right? That's one. The other thing is that the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to it as قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. It's a very heavy, dense.
Yeah.
If the Quran was revealed, was brought down upon a mountain, it would have not been able to handle it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in pieces. إِنَّا سَنُوقِي عَلَيْكَ قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. We will reveal or throw upon you very heavy and dense speech. So it was out of the mercy of Allah that it was given to the Prophet in small pieces that, Another benefit or wisdom behind that is that to ease the preservation of the Quran and the memorization of it. Remember, as my dear brother Nu'man basically mentioned, that it was speech. So it had to be basically memorized, understood, practiced, right? That would give the companions time to basically memorize it, understand it, digest it, implement it, and so on and so forth. Thus, creating this very dynamic, and I think one of those benefits of that is that the Sahaba, to create this atmosphere of if the companions were given the whole Quran all at once, and then you can refer to it whenever you want, who knows? I mean, look at us. We have it. We rarely, go back to it whenever we need to quote a verse or something like that. The companions had to wait for new revelation. And it created what I call this dynamic relationship between that early generation that was responsible mainly after the Prophet, peace be upon him, of preserving and transmitting the Quran. It created that very intimate, very personal and dynamic relationship between them and the Quran. And I will conclude with one more. When the Quran was revealed, in many cases, now the majority of the verses of the Quran did not have what we call in the Quranic sciences asbab al-nuzul. Asbab al-nuzul are the causes of the revelation, or the very incident or event that triggered the revelation of any segment from the Quran. But there is a good portion in the Quran that was revealed based or after or in response to an incident, a question, an event of some kind, right? So something happens between a couple of the companions of the Prophet, or a woman comes complaining about her husband's treatment to her, and then the Prophet is counseling her when all of a sudden the revelation comes in response to her case, right? Imagine the kind of relationship that will create between that generation and these individuals in this holy divine book, right? And imagine how personal it will be. والله تعالى أعلم يعني.